Yeah, same issue.
We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible. I don't feel like this happened, for no reason. All this is, of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't happen. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless. Legendary.
Pre-draft, I told people that Deion Sanders' son was not a great draft pick. I told a lot of people that I believe Shilo Sanders would get drafted before Sheduer Sanders. People told me I was a freaking lunatic. I didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't know football. And when I broke down why Sheduer Sanders would not be a top first-round draft pick, they told me I was crazy. And then you start seeing his draft profile. And it matched some of the things I was saying. Sheduer Sanders, while he excels at the dinks and dunk passes, the intermediate and small passes, Sheduer Sanders is not kind of throwing the ball downfield very well. And there's not very much proof of that. Hence why his draft status is what it is. Sheduer Sanders was an average quarterback at best. What we're seeing here is another example of black people wanting to be mediocre and expect great things because there's hype around it. Black people will hype some shit up and it's not really worth it. Case in point, Sheduer Sanders. He's been hyped up and he's really not that great of a quarterback. I'm not trying to say he's a sorry quarterback, but he has his issues. As you can see by his draft analysis, all of his strengths surround him basically taking a hit. If you look at this list of things I put on the screen right now, they basically dressed up the fact that Sheduer Sanders can take a hit as a quarterback. And that's evident because he led the nation in quarterback sacks. Sheduer Sanders holds on to the ball way too long. He does not know when to get it out. His drop back ability is suspect. All of this is real concerns when you're talking about drafting somebody in the first round to play quarterback for your football team. A lot of people are going to say, this is a product of, people just not like Deion. What this is a product of is daddy ball. And I said it in previous content, I'll say it again. It's a fair question to ask. How is this young man going to perform when he's in a system that's not orchestrated by his father? The man has been in the systems orchestrated by his father since he was in high school. So the first time that you get him away from his father, how is he going to respond? How is he going to react? We've seen him lash out at coordinators before on the sideline. What's going to happen when his dad's not the head coach? And there's the GM saying, hey, you going to throw this pass or I'm going to cut your ass. That's a fair assessment. Now, we can sit there and try and point the finger at everybody else. But when we look at tape, Sheduer Sanders just he's not that deal. And Cam Ward told him he wasn't that deal.
I hope you're not getting water. We just had the first drill. Oh, that's how you feel? We get water. We ain't even done with the first drill.
Let's go,
that's how it is in Colorado, though.
Inside the numbers,
that's what it's like for a 9-win man.
Come down, inside. Look at you. Let's go left first. Hey, this is how flex. Go left first. Hey, Kim.
This is how I flex right here. This is what I flex with you on this ball.
Move. Push up 1 yard from me. Go to 6. Go to 6.
Give me that shit, ball boy. Consistency. That's what he lacks. Consistency. That's what he lacks. Bro, they gave you a completion percentage award, and all you did was throw check downs and bubble screens. That's actually crazy. If I did that, my completion percentage would be 90. I throw the ball downfield, you don't.
You ran the ball. You had a run game. You had a run game. You had a run game.
And you did it?
No.
You just told that thing for
think about total rushing yards.
No, man. That ain't my fault.
Cam Ward told him in those workouts that he wasn't one of them ones. And y'all just thought Cam was joking. Cam saw something that y'all didn't see. Cam saw something that the NFL talent evaluator saw. And he told him, you ain't one of the ones, bro. Y'all thought he was just joking and talking shit. Y'all thought this process that he was doing was going to help him. Oh, he ain't got to throw it. He ain't got to go to the combine and do this, that. All right. You see how that's working out for him. And it's not, that he just didn't work out at the combine. They wanted to see, can he make those throws? They wanted to see what his 40 time was. I did that. I do it at my pro day. Yeah, orchestrated by your father. Once again, how is this young man going to act or perform when he's in the system not orchestrated by his father? That was pro day. He didn't perform at pro day. Now, I will say, I still think he can be an NFL career quarterback. And I still stand on my square and saying I do think Shilo Sanders will have a much better NFL career than Sheduer Sanders. Shilo, for his coverage, what he lacks in coverage, Shilo will smack your ass. And there are teams out there that will draft Shilo just because he will lay that wood on your ass. But Sheduer, there's a lot of question marks around Sheduer. And we in the black community got to stop sitting there and hyping shit up and going with the marketing over the actual product. Because the marketing says that Sheduer is that deal. Well, you look at his analysis, even his strengths are dressed up to basically say, they got like 4 bullet points to say that he can take a hit. I don't want my quarterback taking any fucking hits. And if that's what my quarterback is good for, maybe it's good that he wasn't drafted in the first round. Look, will Sheduer get drafted? Yes. I just simply said he wasn't going to be a first round talent, and everybody told me I was a hater and I was a liar. And I just made this content today to say I fucking told you so.